Sell me the spin, Jordan. Okay. Anton, what's up? What's up? What's up? Anton, what's up? What's up? What's up? Hi, Mr. Bob. What buckies do you have? Hi, Mr. Bob. What buckies do you have? Buckies, man. We bought ton of buckies, beautiful stock over the last couple of days. Beautiful stock over the last couple of days. A little bit of momentum. We had lost a little bit of momentum in the beginning of so like the first 2-3 days we were still scrambling. 2-3 days we were still scrambling. So we opened on the second. So we didn't have ton of leads. We didn't have vehicles, but ton of picking up to buy vehicles, but we are picking up nicely. Purpose of this live is customer training. Purpose of this live, whatever it is that you want to process with me, whatever it is that you want to process with me, vehicle that you are busy buying, or a vehicle that you are busy buying, I received a very cool selling. I received a very cool, very interesting, very interesting dude. I actually want to process this in real time. I actually want to process this in real time. Let me see if he picks up the phone. Let me see if he picks up the phone. Brother, just a heads up, I'm not going to mention your name. I'm not going to mention your name or the car. But I am on a TikTok live, so this is perfect anybody and everybody that's for anybody and everybody been in your current position. Ever been in your current position? I can give you advice. I can give you advice. If you want to do it right now. Not sure if you want to do it right now. We can keep your name anonymous. We can keep your name anonymous. Just give the background story, and I'll just give the background story, and I'll process it with you in real time. Are you ready? Okay, cool. So you bought a Mini Cooper S. You bought a Mini Cooper from a private individual, correct? From a private individual, correct? How long ago did you buy this car? How long ago did you buy this car?
3 months, just about 3-4 months ago. Just about 3-4 months ago.
So where did you find this car on like a marketplace? Where did you find this car on like a marketplace or whatever? Facebook Marketplace. You reached out. You met the dude. You reached out. You met the registration papers and you put it on your name. Registration papers and you put it on your name. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you take it through roadworthy? Did you take it through roadworthy? Okay. Took it through roadworthy. Okay. Put it on your name. Roadworthy. Did it put it on your name? Did it have any issues registering? Who registered any issues registering? Who registered the car for you? So you stood in the queue at traffic department. So you stood in the queue at traffic department.
There was an issue with that because there was an issue with that because in Cullinan. So apparently because he's in Cullinan. So there was on Mpumalanga side. On Mpumalanga side. Apparently now is that the new I'm selling apparently now is that if I'm selling a car to you and deregister the car of my name and put it on your name, the car of my name and put it on your name to you. So he never registered the car in his name. He never registered the car in his name. And also, so I had to go back and also clear the papers on his side.
Where did he buy the car? Where did he buy the car? Where did he buy the car?
From a family member.
Okay, so there is traceability. Okay, so there is traceability. So then, you know, obviously you had to fix a few things. Obviously you had to fix a few things, and you're getting tired of fixing stuff on this vehicle. And you took it to the car buying services. Did they make you an offer? Car buying services. Did they make you an offer?
Offer. So I wanted an affidavit, which I haven't received from the previous holder.
Why not?
Under 6 months.
Why not? Why didn't you receive an affidavit? Why didn't you receive an affidavit? Doesn't he want to send you one?
He just blue ticked me.
Okay, so he doesn't answer calls. Okay, so he doesn't answer calls.
I haven't phoned him yet, but we've been communicating, via WhatsApp. He hasn't sent me one since last year. The 15th of December.
What did you pay for this car? How much did you pay? What did you pay for this car? How much did you pay for the car? Okay, so it's not a very expensive car, but it's still a very expensive car, but it's still a lot of money. And then walk. Okay. And then walk.
Sorting out all the issues. Sorting out all the issues.
So you're in the hole for like 90 grand, just under 100 like 90 grand, just under 100. So then, okay, where did you take the car? So then today, where did you take the car? The VIN number today, where they picked up the VIN number differs against the VIN number on the car. Where who gave you that number on the car? Who gave you that information?
In the south, so car dealership
big dealer.
Big dealer, yeah.
Big dealer, okay. Reputable
Big
person.
Dealer, yeah.
Okay, reputable person. So what did he say you must do? Okay, so what did he say you must do?
He mentioned that I will need to do a clearance with the cops, just to secure myself if I ever get stopped in a roadblock and if I ever get stopped in a roadblock and they because of so many clone vehicles, because of so many clone vehicles around. I need to go to I think the place's name is
obviously reached out because you obviously reached out because you saw that we're doing clown vehicle awareness over the last couple of days, right?
I've seen the TikTok of yours around how much money you lost around how much money you lost some high-end cars some high-end cars and I was like, I was telling my wife, telling my wife the very first thing, just to kind of get some guidance as just to kind of get some guidance as what are our next steps.
Okay, how would you like me to treat you?
Okay,
how would you like me to treat you? Direct or sugarcoat?
Just be direct.
Okay.
Just
Okay,
be
sweet.
direct.
Okay.
That's our relationship.
Okay, sweet. Okay, sweet. Okay, sweet.
We can sugarcoat each other. We can sugarcoat each other. We're not with you.
Okay, perfect. So,
We're not with you.
okay, the reality is, if they're picking up a different VIN, if they're picking up a different VIN on the ECU, okay. So one of two things happened. What year model is this car? What year model is this car?
The registration, of course, we're not going to We Buy Cars. I bought this car, the 2013, 2014 year model. 2013, 2014 year model. Advertised. That was advertised. They asked me to scan the barcode
on the disc, yeah,
on the disc,
and
that came up as on the disc, and that came up as a 2008 model. Then on the ECU, it comes up as 2013 model. 2013 model, and of course with the research that they've done, it was registered 2013 BMW.
So okay. One of two things happened. Okay, and I hope it's the first one. And I hope at one or other stage the vehicle's ECU got damaged, either by water damaged, or just somebody, It's happened to me before, so I'll give you an example. It's happened to me before, so I'll give you an example of what happened here. Somebody puts the plus and the minus. Somebody puts the plus and the minus in the wrong place when they jump start the car. Blows the ECU. They're very finicky, so you can't really repair. They're very finicky, so you can't really repair. This is base case scenario. They obviously source. This is base case scenario. A ECU from a different vehicle. ECU from to get the car going again and get it started. To get the car going again and get it started and driving and cancel all the warning signals that came up on the car. Warning signals that came up on the car. And that's why when you plug it in, and that's why when you plug it in, from the ECU VIN differs from the actual car. The fact that you bought it on marketplace, the fact that you bought it on is a little bit scary because there's no recourse. Is a little bit scary because there's no recourse. Doesn't want to take this guy blue ticks you and he's not interested in speaking to you, and he's not interested. The chances are it could be a clown. The chances are it could be a clown car. Unlucky, so there's for us for this conversation. For us for this conversation, about to come into the studio when you sent me that studio when you sent me that long voice note. What could have happened is the following. Here's how what could have happened is the following. Here's how a clone vehicle works. They will buy the so from the rig from a dispose a place like SMD or one of these places that do SMD or one of these places that do salvage, and then they'll buy the rig, and then they'll steal a car. Okay, the reality, they'll steal a car. Like on the Mini Cooper, that like old, that cheap. On the Mini Cooper, the chances are very slim that it's a. The chances are very slim that it's not highly likely. It's not. These syndicates operate more. These syndicates operate more with more expensive vehicles because the crime is real. Expensive vehicles because the crime is real. Maximize on their profits. They want to maximize on their profits. So they'll steal they'll steal a whatever model your car is. Whatever model your car is, that vehicle and they will then clone that vehicle with. So then they'll transfer the ECU. They'll transfer the ECU. They'll transfer the on a car like that. They ever hardly on a car like that. They ever hardly because that's a mood of a job. That's like because that's a mood of a job. That's like well for the crooks. It's like probably a well for the crooks. It's like probably more like a half a day job. And they'll do the change on the block. And they'll do the change on the block so that the numbers match the disc. But it's all planted onto the stolen car. Do you understand the stolen car? Do you understand the crime? So they buy the wrecked car. So they buy the wrecked car similar to yours. They steal a car similar to yours. All the plates, and then they transfer all the plates, all the stickers. Okay. And all the stickers. If I'm you, I'm not very worried at the moment. If I'm you, I'm not very worried at the moment because it's an older cheap vehicle. They don't do. Not saying that. Typically, yours is clean. Not saying that they don't yours is clean, but typically they don't do. So this with we find them model car. So Corolla Cross at the moment, huge Corolla problem. Cross at the moment, huge problem. They are more clown Corolla crosses on the road today than there are probably Polo TSIs. It is unreal. It's scary. Okay, because they're so popular, because they're in like a nice price range, 350 to 400, because there's so many, and because there's so many, there's lots of them that get involved in accidents, and then the salvage places discard them. The salvage places discard them. What I think happened with yours is they at one or other stage it's an old car. They obviously picked up an ECU from a scrappy of nothing illegal with that. They connected it to the car, they coded the keys, they got the car started, and they got the car started, reset all the lights, and here we go. They sold the vehicle, and here we go. So they sold the vehicle. This is where you are. You had a T junction. This is where you are. You had a T junction. And you're a good guy. I can hear from your tonality. And you're a good guy. I can hear from your tonality. You're not gonna go and catch someone else with this car. You're not gonna go and catch someone else with this car and let them go through the process because it's an impound station that they sent you to. It's an impound station that they sent you to. So it's where they do police clearance. So you're going tomorrow morning. This is my story. This is what I was told. I need you to do a police clearance on my car. I need you to do a police clearance on my car. But at the boys and girls, they are very, very, the boys and girls, they are very, very, they deal with this every single day. They deal with this every single day. So they'll strip the car a little bit. They will remove the kick panels. They will remove the covers on the safety belts. They'll remove the covers on the safety belts. And they're going to start looking deeper into the numbers, under the seats, on the safety belts, under the seats, on the safety belts, etc. If they find that your car is the original, that's first price. Then they give you a official price. Then they give you a police clearance document from the impound station. You can go back to the dealership, sell them the car. You can go back to the dealership, sell them the car. They will buy the car with that document. If the vehicle is cloned, if the vehicle is cloned, okay, if the vehicle is impound the car, you will lose all the money. They will impound the car, you will lose all the money. You've got choices after that. You've got choices after that. You can go and sue this guy in court and sue this guy in court. It will cost you a hell of a lot of money. It will cost you a hell of a lot of money. Or you can just drink a big glass of cold water. Or you can just drink a big glass of cold water and move on with life. Unfortunately, that's where you sit. Unfortunately, that's where you sit. Had I had an opportunity to pull a DNA test on the car, I would have been able to give you more feedback. I would have been able to how many owners as to how many owners. The other risk that we run with your specific case. Your specific potentially this car was cloned back. Potentially this car was cloned back in 2013. That's not impossible. That's not back in 2013 because this was a 350 point. This was a 350. Potentially this car was cloned back. It just made its rounds and then it just made its rounds. You were the unlucky person. This was a you were the unlucky person. This was a 350. Somebody. So that's also monetized. Just don't have the insight. Just don't have the insight. Just the way that on my laptop, the way that it's authorized. That's also only three companies. Just don't have the only company. And just three stationary companies. It has to be stationary. It has to be a certain IP. It has to be a certain IP. And there must be a station. I'll pull it out tomorrow morning. Send me the pull it out tomorrow morning. Send me the book at brother, the right thing to do here is take it. The right thing to do here is take it on tomorrow morning. This is where we are. Is this? This is where we are. Is this? If it's not great, sweet, they give you the. If it's not great, sweet, they give you the carry-on document and sell the vehicle. This is where we are. Sell the vehicle. This is where we are. It is what it is. If it's not great, if it's not great, you carry-on document and sell the vehicle. If they do take it forward, if they do take it forward, you spend 3 times the amount. You spend 3 times the amount. Chances of having the chances single digits. If they do take single digits, if they do take single digits, you spend 3 times. Sorry, you spend 3 times the amount. Chances of having the chances single digits. If they do take single digits, if they do take single digits, you spend 3 times. Sorry, you spend 3 times the amount. Chances of having the chances single digits. If they do take single digits, if they do take single and you know it's the best thing, and you know it's the best thing. I've got to carry with me. Carry with me, and you know it's the best thing. It's something that you can take. It's something that you can take. It's a super something. It's a super something. And it connects. It's something that you know. Don't worry too much about it. You're a young guy. Don't worry too much about it. You're a young guy. You can take it if they take the car. It's going to be A9 if they take the car. You know, they take it from you legally, and they take it from you legally, and they take it at the impound and not at a road. The challenge is if they catch you with this vehicle. The challenge is if they catch you with this vehicle, suspect that it's cloned, and the cops and they arrest you on the spot there, and they arrest you on the spot there, being spend the night in jail. So you'd rather have them take the car. So you'd rather have them take the car than legally treat you like a criminal and handcuff you. You know, treat you like a criminal and handcuff you in front of your wife and kids and stuff like that. You don't want this, kids and stuff like that. You don't want this, yeah.
And Bobby, so you take the car to the car any costs that involved with the costs?
Not at all. No. You pay your tax. No. You pay. So you take your tax, my brother. It's a free service that SAPS. It's a free service that they'll check the car thoroughly. Offers you. They'll give you an answer within a couple of hours. And they'll give you an answer like an hour or two, depending on how busy they are. Like an hour. Normally, depending on how busy they are. Normally, they're very flippin' busy.
So I need to get in there early morning and
take your pod course, and then just Google what time they open. And then just Google what time they open. They should be open. They normally work business hours until 3 o'clock. They normally work business hours until 3 o'clock. For twice the pay. Government works half day for twice the pay. Yeah. So yeah, just be prepared for both. So yeah, just mentally prepared for both angles. You know, mentally prepared for both angles on either side. What could happen on either side. Like I said, you're a young guy. You've done nothing wrong. Like I said, you're a young guy. You've done nothing wrong. You know, something that purely supposed to happen. You know, something that was supposed to happen with we don't know why. It could go good, it could go bad. So you could go in there, come back with a piece of paper. So you can go in there, come back with a piece of paper. The car's fine, or they'll take the car.
Thanks, Bobby. Thanks for the insights.
You're welcome, brother. Sorry that you're going through this. You're welcome, brother. Sorry that you're going through this many times. Process. I've been through it many times. It's very frustrating. Very you trust people, right? Because people supposed to trust people, right? People supposed to be good. Okay. Keep your head up, brother. Yeah. Keep your head up, brother. Yeah. You know, as best as you can repeat what I said to her. As best as you can repeat what I said to her. This is where we are. Options tomorrow. And these are she also needs to be mentally prepared. And she also needs to be mentally prepared for both sides of this. I don't think you need to engage. I don't think you need to engage the guy you bought it from. Don't spook yet. Hopefully he's not watching this, but hopefully he's not watching this. You can engage him afterwards. Yeah, you can engage him afterwards. I'll guide you through that process as well. I'll guide you. Give me a call. I'd love to know what happens, bro. Give me a call. I'd love to know what happens, bro. Okay, keep your head up, brother. Thanks for messaging. Keep your head up, brother. Enjoy the rest of your night. For messaging me. Enjoy the rest of your night. Cheers, buddy. Bye. Cheers, buddy. Bye. Shit, man. That's a big pity, but that's a big reality of. It's reality of. I always say buying a vehicle from. A dealer is like walking into a boxing ring. Is like walking into a boxing ring. The guy's got a gun. With boxing gloves and the guy's got a gun. Unless you're one of the good guys and the gun is there. Unless you're one of the good guys and the gun is there to protect you from any danger that's coming from outside. Vehicle on Facebook Marketplace from a vehicle individual marketplace. You literally individual. You're boxing against. You literally someone that's got an AK. Brother, just on the live, can I phone you back straight after? On the live, can I phone you back straight after? Okay, thank you, sir. Bye-bye. Thank you, sir. Bye-bye. That's the lion right there. The lion. That's the lion right there. So someone was looking for a. ST200. Very few around. With very few around. As a company handled. With probably as a company handled 50, 60 of them. Such a car. It's such a difficult car to get. It's such a difficult car to get. I see of late the ones that we've seen. I see of late the ones that we've seen. The 3 or 4 that we've seen. The guys start doing downpipes. The guys start doing downpipes. Modifying these vehicles and really modifying. So sorry, man, no ST200s. Sorry, man, no ST200s only. No more STs at the moment. Okay. Momo Issa, what happened? Momo Issa, what happened in the M5? To the video of the guy what in the M5? Did we put the video down? What happened to? Did we put the video down? No, the video's still there. No, the video's still there. Oh, what did we do afterwards with the guy on the M5? What did we do afterwards with the guy on the M5? He's such a legend, man. We're still in contact. He's such a legend, man. Probably still in contact. I've probably sent him 30 leads already for 25, 30 people leads that won their M5s and for people that won their M140s to be as fast as he's got. 140s to be as fast as he's got. So he's got a phenomenal business, phenomenal. So he's got a phenomenal business, phenomenal company that makes them low flying jets. So he's still around. He's still a G. So he's still around. He's still a G. Double check voices. Sound not lekker. Double check voices. Right. Next question, please. François. Right. Next question. François. Uncle B, are there fake Facebook pages of you? I sent you a DM about you. I sent you a DM about 14. Did you get it? So 14. Did you get it? So there are lots of fake pages. There are lots of fake pages on Facebook, Instagram, Mitmac as well. Facebook, Instagram, the easiest as well. Way to figure out if it's a fake page or not. Way to figure out if it's a fake page. I've put my telephone number on all. I've put my telephone number on. So my username, the account. So my username underscore and my cell number. So underscore. Normally the fake accounts have like a couple of thousand followers. Normally the fake accounts have like a couple of thousand followers. And a couple of thousand likes. Our TikTok account just hit 5 million likes. TikTok account just hit 5 million likes. And I think 380 something, 380, whatever the number is, 380, whatever the almost number is, 390,000 followers, almost 390,000 followers, 386. So if it's not, so if it included my number, if my number is not included, my number, if my number is not included, then definitely it's a fake. Okay, car to dealerships compared to other businesses as well. Are you only giving advice to car dealerships? Are you only giving advice to other businesses as well? So Jason, other businesses as well. So Jason, we will very soon open up a marketing course on Elsie's eyes went big like this because when I said very soon, she's like, oh shit, now I have to work harder. So we're really struggling to find our feet this year. It's so flippin' busy. We're so blessed. But I want to do a marketing course open to any industry. We are currently across both our channels, both mine and Mitmac's channel, currently reaching in the mid 500,000 organic views per day. And it's a process, it's a formula, it's a mathematical formula. So it's not only the creative. I think the creative is probably like 50% of it. The other 50% comes from the stuff that you don't see. And we would like to offer other industries the opportunity to come and learn from what we do. Preferably not many dealers, because then I'll be creating competition for ourselves willingly, but I don't mind, it's okay. So very soon, Jason. And then we do other stuff like one-on-one mentorship on driving sales, on how to motivate your salespeople. That's like a full-time job for me. Each and every salesperson is driven slightly differently. Some are driven by money. Very few salespeople, by the way, are driven by money. Some are driven by a different love language. They need time, they need attention, they need one-on-one. Some don't like public praise. There's one or two salespeople in my team that hate public praise. They literally, they all curled up and it's like squeamish for them, when there's some that love it. So you need to figure that part out so you can get the best out of your sales team for their family. So we do lots of stuff like that. If you want to reach out, you can send me a WhatsApp, and then we can quote you a price on whatever it is that you need to achieve. I think we're doing a 90-minute with Hino, the trucking company. Else, did they book us? Sorry? So what? Doesn't matter. But they should probably book us by the end of today. Okay, sorry, I didn't say the name. I said it quickly. Maybe the sound wasn't good. But we do a lot of those engagements as well. What else do we have here? You're welcome, Jason. Anytime, brother. What do you think is the best cheapie to look at to buy for 40K budget? Yes, that's tough, man. 40K is very, 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 very tough. So something like a Chevy Spark or something like that. Has anyone come to view the GMC Sierra? So Victor, Keswa, Victor, we have an approval with Westbank for a gentleman. The deposit that was required was like a little bit over half of the car's cost. The uncle's ready to fire, and about half an hour ago we received the final doc. So if all goes well, God willing, we're going to deliver that car tomorrow. Gentleman's super duper excited. He's an elderly gentleman in his 70s, but he is so fired up. He says he wants his truck in his garage. So Hopefully tomorrow there'll be a nice delivery video. He doesn't want to be on the video, but I'll be in the video. I'll hand over the keys to a hand, and then that's all you're going to see from him. But yeah, thanks, man. That's a cool truck. Attracted a lot of attention. What else do we have here?
Chris, if my credit score is 680, would I qualify for car finance?
680 is a good credit score. It's not only about the credit score. So the purpose of this live is customer training when buying and when selling. So the credit score is the one factor. There's three factors involved. Your affordability. So it's 30% of your gross that may go towards a car. The equity of the vehicle is also playing a huge part, and that's the part that dealerships are not very open to speak about most times. So for an example, we have it's an older model E90 320 diesel that we're selling for 219. Retails like 160 on the car. The car's got 100,000 kilometers. Obviously the car will be over retail because we paid over retail, but it's a super unique car. We've got an approval on it today, and because the equity of the vehicle is lower than the selling price, there's a 38,000 Rand deposit required. And when you have the conversation with a customer like that, he understands, and I think he's got 25 out of the 38 making a plan tonight, so he should take the car tomorrow. So it's affordability, 30% of gross, equity, how far over retail is the vehicle, and then the risk factor is where your credit score comes in. So the risk lies in two places. The first place it lies is with the consumer. Okay, that's hence the credit score. Have you been paying your debt? Have you fallen behind? And then there's ways to manage that risk there. But the second part is on the vehicle. Is the vehicle a high risk? Now the bank will classify a vehicle as a high risk vehicle this way. So it's not to say that it's a Polo and it's a very stolen car, it's high risk. That's an insurance conversation. The bank's conversation is this: a Polo is a low risk because it's so popular, and they've got all these QSs and all these guys that are spreadsheet jockeys that went historically and said, okay, in the past when we have to repo Polos, when we put them on auction, how quickly do we sell that car on auction, and what percentage of the debt do we recover? Do we recover market value? A lot of people don't understand what market value is as well. So you have trade and retail. The market value is trade plus retail divided by 2. So it's smack bang in the middle. On a Polo TSI with sunroof, for example, that's a nice spec DSG, they'll get way over even retail value on auction. On a Fortuner with good mileage, on a Prado with good mileage, they'll get over retail on auction. But if you look at a car that's maybe a high risk car in terms of the bank, like a fancy Alfa Romeo, then that car is a high risk. Will they get market value on auction? The chances are very low. So then the risk of the car becomes higher. Once you put everything together, the bank uses what they call a scorecard. So they've got a scorecard where you either pass that score or you don't pass that score. They tally it up, including your credit record, the points that you mentioned, 680, and they spit out a result. That's why some customers are very high scoring, but they still get a decline unless you have to put a big deposit towards that vehicle. Either the vehicle is a high risk, or obviously it's way above retail. With the GMC that we've got now for 4.25 million Rand, the vehicle is actually a high risk vehicle in the bank's eyes. And the reason for that, it's the only one in the country. Not even an M&M code exists for that car. They don't know what they'll sell it for if they have to repossess it. And they spit out an answer and they say, sir, you've bought lots of cars on credit, but we want a 55 or 60% deposit. If you don't pay us the 55 or 60% deposit, sorry, we're not prepared to do the deal with you. It's a take it or leave it type of a transaction. The customer says, sweet, I've got the deposit available, really want the car, and boom, pay it. I hope that clarifies like a couple of questions that you guys might have had, and brings or sheds some light. Jetour T2, I actually priced one today. There's a grey one that we're chasing. Hopefully we're going to get it. And I see there's a bit of a premium on these cars at the moment. So, yeah, I think Jetour was very clever with the way that they marketed the car and the amount of stock that they brought in. So, typical, like the highest respect to Mr. Toby Venter, the gentleman that that owns the Porsche brand in South Africa. So what he does really well is he controls the supply. The moment you control the supply, you get to dictate the demand. It's sort of like what De Beers did with diamonds, right? So they've marketed the T2 really well, but they are limiting the supply. So the demand is high. Everybody's freaking out. I want one. I also want one. And one of the dealers actually offered me one where he paid $680 for the car, about like a week or two. So it's a 2026 model, and he's demanding $730 from me, which we're gonna have a negotiation on because I've got a buy on that car. But so far I haven't driven it. It looks cool. It's a very attractive car. People say it's a pretender, not a defender, but it's a nice looking car. 2013 G63, Ace on wheels. I can't price a car without knowing the mileage and the spec and everything like that. So no mileage, difficult for me to price it. We Buy Cars is not using Decra anymore. What's your thoughts, Uncle B? Yo, that's a good question, man. So I think it's a very smart question you ask me. There'll obviously be a reason for that. Now, you could look at it from We Buy Cars' side or from the consumer side. Lots of people say no, the actual examination of the vehicle is not proper, and there's some stuff that have been left out. That's debatable, right? Unless you have solid concrete proof and it's documented, you can't say whether that's the truth or not. Going into an environment where they inspect their cars themselves, I think that's a smart move, because it takes ownership and then there's no escape door. So you said the vehicle is this, the vehicle is not this, now we have a problem. Or the way that you presented the vehicle was actually worse off than it was. I'm happy with the report. So with a high volume dealership like that, only time will show us whether or not it's an improvement or not an improvement. I've spent lots of time with Uncle Von and Uncle Dirk. It's very, very intelligent people. They are legit ballers. They are proper players in the industry, and I'm sure they'll have the reason that is customer facing. And not to defend them, it's very hard to do what we do, and it's like unbearably painful to do it at their scale. At 14,000 cars, the business model is to move metal. It's more a B2B business to business. So that's how they started. They take the car, they sell it off to a dealership. The dealership's responsible for it, or they present you with some sort of a report. You know what you're buying, and then you have to be prepared why that vehicle was 30 or 40,000 rand cheaper than at another place, and then it is what it is. You'll have to decide how you look at that and how you make your decisions. Very different from us. We're a B2C business to customer business, highly focused on delivering a brand new second-hand car as far as possible. Lots of processes, lots of checks, lots of double checks. So you have a car come into the depot, it will run a process, there's a condition report, repairs are made, then it will have a independent report. Whoever missed there's a conversation, and then before we deliver the vehicle, it goes through a third manager that has a final PDI and test drive, and they test drive the car. They go on the highway, they go slightly above 120, whatever you're going to be driving, to make sure high speed balancing, the finesse and the amount of details that go into a car that we deliver cannot be the same at 14,000 cars. It's a different business model. So is it a good thing that they moved away from Decra, or a bad thing? The answer is time will tell. So we'll see in a couple of months whether or not it was the right decision. So let's see, what did I miss? That's a cool question. So let's have a look. Okay, Uncle Bobby, I want my refund for the raffle for the GTI. Okay, so brother, everybody's laughing. Brother, that's how life is. Everything's a risk, man. I heard the best argument for everything is a risk the other day from PBD, and that was so beautiful. And he had he had a very, very high up leader of the Muslim community in his studio, you know, like literally like going hard at each other. And at the end of the day, PBD said, look, even religion is a risk. The way that PBD presents it. So this is not my point of view. This is how he explained it. You know, you believe in this, I believe in that. The third person doesn't believe. The only time that we'll know who was right and who was wrong is after we're not here. You entered a competition, you took a chance. You would never send me this message if that call that I sent to you or to the gentleman that won the car was towards you. So you took a chance, it didn't work out. We're going to have a Golf 8.5 in the next couple of months and a Louis bag. We're going to get you a nice Louis bag for the ladies. So hopefully you win one of those two prizes, brother. But definitely not getting a refund. When is the next? Okay, I'm not allowed to say the word for a GTI. All the paperwork's been handed in. So they do a massive audit after the fact, make sure everything is fine. Monies get allocated to lots of different charities, which I'm excited about. We're going to support people that are really in need with some of the funds. Whatever is left, hopefully is enough to buy an 8.5 GTI, and hopefully it gets approved by the end of the month. So in about 2 weeks, we'll announce it. Should be in about 2 weeks. Okay. What is your take on the zero NCAP safety rating on the i10? I'm going to do some research, JP, into that. And I'll come back to you, brother. Maybe on the next live, I'll be better prepared. I just want to look at data first. Is it the newest one? Is it all of them? Did this news just come out? Has it been properly documented? Have Hyundai improved or have they gone backwards? So good question. I'm not avoiding it because we sell a lot of them. People love those cars. I love them a lot as well, but I'm going to do some research. Alvino, you're going to win the next GTI. From your mouth to God's ears, my brother. I hope you do. I really hope you do. What else is happening here? Would you take a 19 A4 with 78,000 Ks on the clock? And if so, at what price? REV. Shoot me a WhatsApp with photos of that car and the license disc. We'll definitely take it, and I'll overpay for your car. That's nice mileage, man. Pro Range. Thoughts on the new Jetour? Looks like the fender. Is it worth 600K? So I think you just joined us now. Already answered this question. But first impression, very good. It is a Chinese car. You need to understand that it's a Chinese car. It's not a Defender. It's not a Pretender. Listen, man, everybody copies each other. Audi first came out with the running lights, and then everybody did running lights. You know, BMW came out with the angel eyes back in the day. Everybody did that. So we're hopefully going to buy one tomorrow, and I'll spend some time on it and answer you with experience. But they're controlling the supply and demand extremely well at the moment. It's a work of art how well they're doing it. Like I said earlier on the live, it's sort of like Toby Fenter's Porsche control of supply and demand. And if you go out of the industry, exactly what De Beers did with the diamond industry. They are absolutely rock stars when it comes to that. Okay, we've got some more. What do you think about the Golf 6 GTI? Kick-ass car. What advice would you give your 20-year-old self? Jonker Yuri. So my biggest regret that I have in life is probably the fact that I didn't understand my body for 35, 36, 37 years and how it actually functions, and the fact that I get to dictate my energy levels at all times. So if I could go back to the 27-year-old me, I would just explain to myself how my body works, how nutrition works, what exercise actually does to you mentally, never mind physically, and I would have a half an hour conversation on that, and yeah, I would look slightly differently now. But that's a cool question. Thank you, bro. This is very informative. Thanks, Fernando. Appreciate you. Sean Hoffey. Hi, Uncle B. I need advice on trade-ins on a car that I still owe on. I want to trade in my car. I have it for 4 years. Would like to pay for the next one
more same price if that's possible. So Sean, if you've owned a vehicle for 4 years and you didn't do anything crazy or too dramatic at point of purchase, you should have equity in the vehicle. How do you work out the equity? After 36 months, let's say you've owned it for 48 months, whatever your payments are per month, times that by 12, that's how much equity should be in your car. If it's a normal car that we all used to and it doesn't have crazy mileage like 400,000 k's, if it's got average mileage, which by the way is 25,000 kilometers per year on passenger vehicles and 30,000 kilometers per year on pickups, double cabs, workhorses. If the mileage is not crazy, the car is in a decent condition, whatever your payment is, times that by 12, that's the amount of deposit that you should have in the car. So if it's 4 grand, you should have 50,000 rand worth of equity in your vehicle. Meaning, if you go and buy a vehicle for a similar price or 50,000 rand more, your installment will be the same unless you stretch the terms or do some creative accounting at the beginning of the deal. So definitely the right time. 100% you are super safe unless you bought something crazy that nobody wants. But you don't sound like you did that. You type really well, your grammar's cool. So you are A for away, my brother. Sammy Kuda, Uncle B, would you have an issue with a client opting to use independent inspector before buying at your dealership? Sammy, absolutely not, bro. Absolutely not. So, for example, you want a full DECRA, 101 point check. It costs like a couple of thousand rand. It takes a day to do. Just point the direction and we'll drop off the vehicle. If you want to send an independent person here to us, not at all. Nothing to hide. Funny story. I had a customer reach out from Hermanus. She's an elderly lady. Absolutely rock star of a lady. She's got an X3 with a bit of mileage, and she wanted to buy an MUX from us. Her ex-son-in-law, which she loves very much, I said to him, bro, like it's the first time ever I hear an ex-mother-in-law loves her ex-son-in-law so much. Like, share your secrets. How did you win everybody's heart over? He's like, she loved me so much, she took my side in the divorce. I'm like, holy moly. Okay, anyway, long story short, she said, Uncle B, I love the car. I want to apply for the vehicle. I need you to take the vehicle to him or he can come to you. So I said, no problem. Done. Called him up. Brother, what's happening? This is who I am. We've got an approved, validated deal. Auntie wants you to inspect the car. When are you coming? He's like, no, Uncle B, I can come tomorrow, after tomorrow. Now I'm scared she's going to lose the car. She's a nice auntie. I'm going to send you the car. Okay, I make a rookie mistake. I say to the team, just send the driver to him, to his workplace, and have the car inspected. So he phones me, says, Uncle B, there's stone chips on the bumper. I said, bro, the car hasn't run a process yet, but look at the car mechanically, everything, drive the vehicle. And then he gave me a damning report. He says, you need to fix your stone chips on the bumper. It's a black car. I said, I know, it never ran process. The car just came in. It's brand new stock. And then he said to me, the front tires differ from the back tires. So he's got a mechanical workshop. It's not a 4x4, but I don't like it. I said, sweet. That's a fair assessment of what you gave me. We're going to have to do 4 tires because you can't put 2 brand new tires in front with like 60% thread left of the same brand at the back. I said, fair enough. We'll put the 4 tires, do the front bumper, consider it done. So it's always good to have a second opinion. No problem with that at all. Danny the puppy. Uncle B, I started a business because of you. Just wanted to say thank you for making me get up and start something rather than looking for a job. Danny the puppy. Much respect, my brother. Running a business, running any company, you've earned my respect from the get-go. It's extremely hard. It's very stressful. You are responsible for all the people that join your mission and help you build the company and build themselves in the process. Mad respect. Wish you all the best. The best of luck. Thank you for the message, bro. That warms my heart. What else do we have, Els? Okay, Uncle Bobby, thoughts on the 23 Tucson with 29,500 Ks on the clock for 350. Buy the car. 350 sweet. Pro Rage Beta. Buy the car. That's a good price. What advice do you have for first buyers? We hear bad stories regarding balloon payments. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Majaka. So good question. And this is exactly why we do these lives. When you purchase on a balloon scheme, you've got the good and the bad, and I'll process both. Let's start with the good first. You get to enjoy a lower installment on a vehicle that you can potentially reach up a little bit higher than you were able to. So let's say your budget was 350. Now you can buy a 420,000 Rand car, bigger car, newer spec, more extras, whatever it is that the more expensive car has, but enjoy the installment of a 350 car. So that's the good part. The bad part, unfortunately, is you're going to have a balloon payment of whatever the number is. Let's say on a 400 grand car, 30% is, for math's sake, is 120,000 Rand. That will be month 72's payment. So where the gentleman on the previous question said, I've been driving the car for 4 years, he's got equity because there's no balloon. The reality is you're only going to break even after 4 years, not after 3 years. If you do normal mileage, nothing crazy, nothing like super wild, and you buy the right type of car. If you want to get out of the car quicker, and that's where the challenge comes in. That's where I think lives like this are very, very important, and more people should do them. I encourage you to do it. The awareness around what balloon payment actually means is not well processed at F&I level. So your F&I will use jargon. Jargon is words that are only related to that industry. So they'll quickly rumble through the contract. Okay, your PD is this, and no one wants to look stupid on a meeting, right? On a Zoom or on a call. You wanna be part of the people that are in the know. You want to say, yes, I understand. So PD is this. This is your first installment. This is your last installment. It includes the 30% balloon payment, and here you need to sign here, 4,500 a month. Sign here. So the reality is your principal debt. That's what PD means. Your principal debt is this, 400K. Your last installment is 120,000 Rand. But 71 installments will be, let's say, 5 grand. So you need to be prepared for the hit at the end. So either you are going to drive the car for 4 years to break even, jump into something else. You're going to drive the car for 71 months. You need to refinance that 120K. You need to pay it off if you still want to keep the vehicle, or you need to save the 120K and hope one of your rich uncles kicks the bucket and allocates money to you. But the chances of that is very slim. So you need to refinance it at the end. What people miss is you need to apply for that finance. So a couple of months before the time, the bank will give you a warning signal and say, your residual value is 120, it's coming up for renewal, you need to reapply or trade in your vehicle. Now, at that stage of the game, you'll have a bit of equity in the car. So even if you are not approved at that stage of the game, you can still sell the vehicle and get some money out. So there's a risk factor involved to it. And that's the bad part. The good part is you enjoy a car that is potentially a little bit over your price range, but then you get to afford it with the installment that you had in mind. Cool question, man. I get this one every single live. Okay, hello, Uncle Bobby. With a budget of 900K, which vehicle should I buy? I need some advice. Kevin, very hard. Kevin at Farming, very hard to advise you on this topic without having, spent some time with you. But if I look at your username, Kevin at Farming, so if you farm and you drive off-road and you need a vehicle that's tough, so 900K It depends, man. I don't want to tell you a car. Shoot me a WhatsApp. Let me ask you a couple of questions. But dirt roads and, you know, going up and down, carrying things. Do you need to carry things? It will probably narrow down to between a Toyota and a Isuzu. Rangers can also do it, but it's personal preference. What else do we have here? Who is this Louis guy that makes bags and shoes? Who is this Louis? So Louis was the richest man on earth for a couple of months. I don't think he catches Elon anymore. I don't think anyone can catch him after the moves he's been pulling. But man, what a brand. Exactly that. Control the supply, increase the demand, make it a status symbol. You know, every woman wants a Louis bag. Every woman wants a Louis bag. And then from there on go Birkin bag, whatever. But just the way that they control the supply and demand by having a limited run of everything. So you have something come out for 2-3 months, 4 months, whatever, a quarter. And then the things that don't sell, you know, they put one side and they don't put them on the shelves anymore. Brilliant, brilliant business. Brilliant business. And, you know, a lot of people are in this terrible mindset of scarcity. So, and I've fallen into that trap many, many times, where if you only associate with people that are broke, you think everybody's broke. And you think everyone doesn't have money and everybody's struggling to pay their school fees and everybody's struggling when the petrol price goes up and everybody looks at the price of milk. Okay. And there's a different world as well. If you hang out mostly with people that are not broke, then you realize there's an abundance of money. The gentleman that's buying this GMC truck from us, the moment the bank said we need 2,750,000 rand deposit on the 4,250,000 rand car, I said, sweet, no problem. I've spent time with this uncle. That's not even he'll take it out of his small pocket. Called him, uncle, how are you? Lekker, where's my truck? Said, it's here. You just need to make a small investment into the deposit of the truck. How much do they need? 2750. Which bank account do I pay it into? I'm going to send you the banking details, Wim. Sweet. It will take me 48 hours. I'll loosen one of my investments. I'll pay it into your account, no problem. Make sure my truck is clean and ready to go. That person doesn't see the world from a scarcity point of view. You know, I had a conversation with a customer the other day. We're fighting about 200 Rand on an installment. I said to her, ma'am, you can't afford the car. Like, let me put you in another car. Now, I want this car, but I want 200 Rand less on the installment. Ma'am, you can't afford the car. Like, I'm telling you not to buy the car, because if 200 Rand is the problem, you can't afford the car. So 2 different customers, 2 different days, completely different worlds. I recently sold an M5, newish M5 to a customer where we did the closing call on camera, and that video also went quite viral. Called the client, hi sir, how are you? Lekker Bobs, what's happening? He was very, 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 very sensitive on the interest rate. So he didn't care about the installment, he didn't, nothing, insurance, not phased at all. He says, get me prime. I said, sir, I'm going to get you prime. Gave him a call. What's the rate? It's prime rate. Okay, sweet. Okay, when can I fetch my car? So the installment is 32,800 Rand a month. He said, okay, that's fine. When can I fetch my car? Can me and my son come and fetch the car now? He said, so I'm just fueling it up. It's going to cool down a little bit in the wash bay. Be here in about 90 minutes. We're sweet. Okay, cheers, Bob's. Bye. Send me the contract. So 32,000, almost 33,000 Rand installment. Not phased, sensitive about interest rates. So it just depends who you speak to, man. You know, not everyone's broke. Not everyone's struggling to buy food and school fees. There's abundance out there. But unfortunately, if your crew or the people around you are all broke, then you tend to think that everybody is. Okay, can I get finance without balloon payment? Mayaka, yes, of course. Then they'll look at 30% of your gross salary towards an installment. So then again, they can stretch the months to 96, which is, you know, in fact, a balloon payment. That's all it is, except you don't need to reapply on 72 months for another 2 years. When they stretch the months to 96, then it's like buying on 72 months with balloon. It's exactly the same thing. The interest rate is very similar. The installments are like 50 rand apart, 80 rand apart, very close together. So there's different ways to do it. Okay, Real Boha, working towards coming to you, Uncle Bobby. Can't wait to meet you in person. Uncle B, I'm in love with the BMW 20D. What's your advice? How's the maintenance on the vehicle? Very low maintenance. The golden rule with BMs is, and all our buyers use BMW 320Ds, is just to put clean diesel. Those cars are quite sophisticated and finicky around the injectors, so you can't put Corporasi diesel from a farmer because you get it 20 cents cheaper. It will mess up the car. They can do, without any major repairs, 3, 4, 500,000 kilometers, no problem. Done deal. What else do we have here? Okay, any other questions else that we can process?
What is a cloned car?
Sorry?
What is a cloned car?
Okay, what is a cloned car? So we're creating a lot of awareness around cloned vehicles, and we haven't in a minute. We've done it like beginning of last year at scale, but a cloned vehicle is essentially, there's many ways to clone it, but the most popular one is when a syndicate goes and buys a wreck from one of the salvage disposal places like SMD for very, very cheap. So they're essentially just buying the papers and then the VIN plates. Then they go and steal one that is the same color, very similar year model, same spec, right? Currently, what we're seeing the most of is Corolla Crosses. So Toyota Corolla Crosses, especially the hybrids, lots of cloned cars out there. They'll take the wrecked car and they'll build up the identity of the wrecked car onto the stolen vehicle. Exchanges names a couple of times. The moment it goes to a dealership, it actually legitimizes the crime. Because it's so difficult to prosecute, the dealer has to stand further for the product. So when you, the consumer, get stopped at a roadblock and the car gets confiscated, you have recourse with the dealer. In the beginning of this live, I processed a call with a young man that has potentially purchased a cloned Mini Cooper S. Now he phoned me once I left the office, so I couldn't pull the latest history checks and deep dive into the vehicle's history, but based on what he told me, unfortunately it is a cloned car. I'm 60-70% sure of it. But then you lose the car. It gets impounded, and here's the trick, right? The rightful owner of that cloned vehicle, 9 times out of 10, gets the vehicle back, and it's normally the insurance company, because they would have paid out the person that had his or her car stolen. So effectively, they own that vehicle. The police goes and puts special numbers on it. It's called an AAPV number. Clearly identifies that the vehicle was stolen, tampered with. They remove all the tags and they hit nasty, ugly AAPV numbers all across the car, the chassis, the body shell, and a couple of other places. So in a nutshell, that's what a clone vehicle is. Okay.
Have you answered this one? What do you think about the small I-Car SUV coming? I-C-A-U-R.
iCar, the small iCar SUV coming. I've done some digging onto the car, but haven't really seen one and opinion. I don't want to speak about something that I'm not very familiar with.
I have a E90 Coupe 2011 model with 87,000 kilometers. Would you like to have a look?
Yes, please. Send me that car. Send me a couple of images. I'll pay you very strong for that vehicle. Thank you so much. 2.2 6-speed engine. Adidas. Very broad question. I can't answer a broad question like that.
Sneaker boots, 2012 Reynolds Kangoo with 210,000 kilometers.
Where did you get a Kangoo, homie? I haven't seen one of those in years. I won't buy a Kangoo. Sorry. Uncle B, what do you think about the JAC buckies? Bram van Wyk. Is this my friend Bram? Let me see. No. I know Bram van Wyk that used to work at Pretoria North Toyota many years ago. He's a freaking legend, man. But we nearly acquired an agency about 2 years ago, and this is, you know, shit that I have to process in my head. The head of the brand and myself, I think our personalities are very much the same, and there was a lot of, I'm very direct, so I asked him a couple of tough questions, and we had a bit of a debate. I had a whole team there. Marketing was there, workshop was there, F&Is were there, general manager was there with me. We went in 2 cars, and when we left the meeting, I said, I don't want to do business with this dude, because I couldn't handle the fact that, you know, there's no movement. There's always, for me, business needs to flow. And I'm not bad-mouthing him. He's a phenomenal businessman. He's doing really well. I think the brand is cool. It's priced relatively competitively. The new one that looks like a Solomon shoe is an absolutely kick-ass car. One of the very senior salespeople at the main branch is a lady that goes to church with me. She actually sings in the choir. She's an experienced, seasoned automotive expert. Worked at VW, worked at big franchise groups, and she loves the product. So if she loves the product, it must be good. We've sold plenty, 50, 60 already, no problems, no issues. In the beginning, the banks wouldn't finance them. So there wasn't like a SLA agreement between the franchisor and some of the banks, but on one of the banks, I helped them get that approval. That relationship was mended. So I did him a solid. He said, thank you, that's cool. But very cool, not bad. I like it. Swayze, kan jy my asseblief contact? I'm screenshotting your number so that I don't lose it, and I will contact you, my brother, no problem. Thoughts on a 420i M Sport Grand Coupe, 80,000 Ks for 320. That's very cheap. Very cheap. Rina Kutsia, wat sou jy betaal vir 'n 2-deur Escort 1968 MK1? Rina, that's a kick-ass car, man. That's a classic. I don't know off the top of my head, but if you'd like, I've got a friend of mine that he's got more Fords than hairs on his head. If you'd like, you can WhatsApp me the details. I'll bounce it off him. His name is Rian. He's got lots of them, Capris and XR8s and all this other cool stuff. I'll bounce it past him, and then he'll give you a proper answer on that. So shoot me a WhatsApp with all the details. I'll help you price the car. I sent a WhatsApp with a long question. Charles, I don't have my WhatsApps open on my computer.
Please do a shout out for gifts. Mandla sent us a 2006 gift. Please say thank you.
Thank you, Mandla. Wow, you're very kind. A 2006 gift. What does that mean?
So one of our challenges is we need to get 12 different gifts in a live.
In a live?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for the gift, Mandla. Appreciate you. Apparently, donuts are not bad on TikTok. In real life, they're bad. But on TikTok, they're good. They don't make you fat. And
Yes.
Lion Strydom. Uncle Bobby, what's up? Hey, Mandla says plesier. Mandla, why are you typing in Afrikaans? You must, you must say pleasure. By the way, we've got a young African gent working in our company. His name is Sloni. My mission for 2026 is to teach him how to be black, because he doesn't know how to be black. He listens to Afrikaans music, wants to buy a Land Cruiser and braais every second night and wears Fallies. So I'm going to convert him to wear All Stars and listen to Tupac. So that's my mission for him in 2026. Uncle Bobby, what would you trade in? Would you give a 21 Wildtrak, 82,000 mileage? Bradley, ready. Brad, I would love to price that Bucky, brother. Send me a WhatsApp with a couple of images. It's got cool mileage. We always overpay for Fords. I am ready when you are.
Charlotte is saying, bought a Hilux full of faults and the dealer is not assisting. Not you, another dealer. It is 3 months old.
Charles, brother. Man, it's so sad. a lot of people focus on the price, and I'm sure that's what attracted you to the car. I think the car, and maybe you can just not have any emotion for the next 3 minutes of what I'm going to unpack with you. Just unemotionally, just logically listen to me. The car, when purchasing a car, is the least important. Okay, I'll explain why, especially a used vehicle. The dealership is the most important part when purchasing a vehicle. Now, every single salesperson will tell you how good they are at what they do, and they'll offer some sort of a historical data. Here's some customers that were happy with the service, and you know, we are the best. We'll never leave you next to the road. Reality is, most dealerships, not all, but some dealerships, put profitability before the consumer. The moment that you're in that environment and the car breaks, the guy had X amount of money in the car. Let's say he made 30 grand on the Hilux. Now you want to talk about injectors that cost 42. So I'm going to lose 12,000 rand. Are you crazy? I'm not worried about my relationship, my reputation. I'm here to print money, bro. Not interested, go. The dealership is slightly more important when purchasing a vehicle than the actual vehicle, because a good dealer might slip up and sell you a car that has a fault. But because they are a good dealership, they'll put you in front of profit and repair the fault, no matter what it is. So if there's a hoho there and the dealership is good and protects and defends their reputation, it doesn't matter about the profit. Listen, man, we sold 200 plus cars last month. We probably lost money on 15 of them. We still made money. We're still profitable. We're doing well. Everybody had a good Christmas. All the salespeople are styling. All the departments got their salary on time. Everything's sweet. But we did lose money on some cars because as many checks as a dealer can do, we don't have future eyes. I wish I did. I don't have future eyes. Something might break. The biggest crack that I've ever taken on a car was a car I bought from someone that was close to me. Was an RS6. I can't remember, it was a 12 or a 13-year model, but that specific year model came out with a Lamborghini V10 engine. So they use that engine in an R8 and they use it in a Hurricane. So it's a Lambo engine in a sedan car, black in color, lovely car. The car was, that's a freaking rocket, man. So I buy this car. We enjoy the car for a while, like everybody's going on test drives, we're going on the highway, this thing freaking wants to take off and fly. We sell this vehicle to a gentleman, we connect a very big warranty on the vehicle, and the guy goes, boom, gone. Couple of weeks later, he phones, he says, listen, there's a major issue with the car, Uncle B, I'm scared to drive the vehicle, all these warning lights are coming on. I said, bro, where are you? Gives us a location. Said, please don't start the car, don't drive the car. I'm sending you a courtesy vehicle on a load bed. It was about I think a 2.5 hour drive. Dropped off a courtesy vehicle, picked up the RS6 Audi, and then brought it back to the dealership. At that stage, we had a technician that had worked for Audi for many, many years. And he joined our team and looks at the vehicle, says, no, we've got a problem. It's an engine problem. This is bad, Uncle B. We can't, like, you literally can't repair this car. I mean, what do you mean you can't repair the car? He says, we can't repair this car. There's no engineering shops that will handle this car. I said, okay, cool. Let's find another engine. We get another engine. We get a quote. I found the warranty company. This was like one of my favorite calls that I've ever made. And I found her, the relationship manager with the warranty company. Said, what's up, homie? What's up? Laka, laka. Said, so I said to her, remember when I signed up with your warranty company? She says, like it was yesterday. She told me, we sat at Baobab, just down the corner, around the corner here. Yes. Said, I remember what you ate. What did I eat? No, you ate a steak and steamed veg. Said, exactly. And you had a salad. Yes. And you didn't want to drink alcohol. Said, still don't. Okay, what else did we speak about in that meeting? She said, lots of stuff. Which point do you want to make? I said, remember in the meeting when you said to me, Bobs, if there's ever a big hoho, I've got your back. She says, yes, I remember it. I said, now there's a big hoho. She says, holy shit, what's happening? So engine cover on that specific vehicle was 120,000 Rand. Okay. And I'm like 275,000 Rand short over and above what the engine cover is. He says, Bobs, don't worry about it. I do have your back. Do you have the engine? Yes. Made a call, did a massive ex gratia claim, found the customer, said, okay, good news, bad news, what do you want? He says, Uncle B, give me the bad news. Said, you're not going to have your car for a while, brother. So enjoy the car that we've sent you. We're going to have to take out that engine and replace it with another engine. Okay, the good news, do you want it? He says, yes. I give him the amount. It was like 500,000 Rand for an engine. Just under 500,000 Rand. So that's what the new one costs. He's like, fuck, how much is the warranty paying? Said, I have your back, brother. We're doing a massive ex gratia claim. Everything has been approved at head office. There's no contribution from you. You know, the warranty company will pay it. So if I had future eyes, I would have never even looked at that car. Never mind buy it or test drive it. I wouldn't even look at it. But I don't. And because we didn't put profit in front of the customer, we stood ground and we made a plan. We fixed the car. He drove it for many, many years afterwards and sold it off to someone else with a different engine. Then a police clearance needs to happen. And then they issued a new license disc. E-Natus was changed. Everything's documented in his cabio with the approval of the warranty. But I think he sat without a car for like 2 months, almost 3 months. It's frustrating, man. But at least he didn't have to pay 500,000 Rand for the repairs. So yeah, Rushen with eyes. Exactly, brother. My eyes were twice as big as those eyes that you put on there. Sending my love to you and the team. Liam, appreciate you, brother. Thank you. It makes so much sense. My wife got great service from them, hence me going to them. Awesome, Shaw. Good. What else did I okay. So, I understand now. It makes sense because your wife got great service from them. That's why you bought the Hilux. Listen, the best thing will be don't phone them. Climb in your car. Drive to them. Ask to speak to a decision maker, not a salesperson, sales manager, either the DP or the owner of the company. Request a meeting. Show up at the time that he or she can meet you and have the conversation one-on-one. That's the best because it's different over the phone. It's much better in person. You can judge body language. You can feel if there's a connection and emotion. And if they brush you off, if you can't come right with them, just send me a WhatsApp. I'll guide you through the process because that's the easy way. But there's a hard way that you can handle it as well, and I'll help you do that. No problem. But next bucket I'll buy from you. I spoke to the owner. He threw me out. No. I'm so sorry, Shaw. Sorry, bro. That's terrible. Yeah, fuck. Sorry, brother. I don't know what to say now. The clock paid 80k. Did I overpay? Liam, what did you buy, Liam? I just bought the 2000 GTR 1.8T executive one owner car with full service history with spare keys. I love those cars. They came out in jazz blue as well. That was my favorite color. I've had many of them. 160 on the clock, paid 80 grand. Did I overpay? No. Liam, you bought a good car, man. If it's a one owner car, very good. Do you recommend cashbacks on deals? So bongs 85. Cashbacks are illegal, first of all. So any dealer offering you cashbacks are actually bridging the SLA agreement, the service level agreement. Why are you laughing?
Was it the ad would say cashback?
No. We pay a referral fee. Oh, do you mean on the Toyota?
Yes.
It's not a cashback. It's a discount.
Okay.
Okay, so we need to fix that if you've got it as a cashback. But lots of dealers advertise cars that if you buy this car from us, then we'll pay you 100,000 Rand in cashback. That's very dangerous. Number one, it's against the SLA agreement. Okay. And our cashback is not lifted on the price. But it's not lifted on the price. Okay. So our cashback scenario is if you buy a certain car from us, we'll pay you out the 40,000 Rand. Okay. So we don't add the 40,000 Rand on top of the car because that's the question. So the price that you pay with us is, what's the price? 679.9, and that's the amount that we put on your contract, and we're effectively giving you 40,000 Rand assistance. You can pay towards the car, we can pay it out into your account, but it's not loaded over and above the price of the car, because this question is cashback, where you say to the dealer, for example, this is a 300,000 Rand car, I want you to pay me 50,000 Rand cashback. Then the dealer loads it as 350 and pays you out the 50. That's illegal. We're loading the full amount of the vehicle and giving you 40,000 Rand back in the form of discount. So the cashback is where the dealer actually loads on top of the car's price. You finance the full amount, so you need to pay longer, number one. But most importantly, that cashback comes at a fee, which is called interest. So you're going to pay that cashback plus interest. So no, don't do that. 2018 Polo Vivo GP concept line with 252 on the clock for 110. If the car's very clean, it's okay. It's like borderline. It's not a train smash. It's okay. You didn't do too badly. TSI Life 23 model 36 on the clock. Want to trade in for Tiguan. Low Q. We've got nice Tiguans. I will overpay for a TSI Life with that low mileage. Send me some pictures of the vehicle and then we'll get you into a Tiguan tomorrow. Homie, very nice mileage on that car. I love the mileage. Normally TSIs do a lot more mileage. Let's see, more questions here. Just want to download them. Your internet's slow here, Els.
Your internet is slow.
What kind?
Ek gebruik nie Wi-Fi nie. Ek gebruik jou eie foon.
Okay. Hi, Uncle B. Been following you for a while. Might look to come through for viewing. Wanted to ask in your opinion, aftermarket service. I'm asking because of a previous experience. Aftermarket service or warranty? So you probably wanted to say aftermarket warranty. So the warranty is as good as the dealership. If it's a dealer that doesn't sell a lot of warranties, they don't have leverage over the warranty company like we do. That lady that I found that had to pay out almost 500,000 Rand on a repair, she can't say no to me. It's within our service level agreement. She doesn't need to say yes to me. But I can also stop giving her 200 policies a month. So that's the leverage. That's called business. She doesn't want to lose. If you consider our warranties are 18 grand for 2 years, so 3.7 million Rand she can potentially lose per month that goes into the fund by approving something that's just over 400k. So the more warranties a dealership sells, the more leverage they have over the warranty to negotiate on your behalf, and that's how it works. So if you had a bad experience previously, could be that the dealer doesn't sell enough warranties to put pressure. That's first option. Second option could be at the end of the year, if you haven't done a lot of ex gratia claims, the dealership takes the pot that's left. So you get an actual cash back from the warranty company that you can use to do whatever. So some dealers protect that. They don't like ex gratia. The moment I speak ex gratia on a video, the dealerships are like, Bobby, shut the F up. Don't expose this. The public doesn't need to know it. It's a SLA agreement between us and the warranty. Just shut up, man. Who cares? So if that pot has money left, they will literally pay you out that money and say, these warranties are lapsed. There wasn't enough claims. You've got some money out. Here's X amount of money. This is your money. We carry on with life. With us, we're running in the red, boy, all the time. I think the last time we got a cashback from a warranty company was probably 10 years ago. So ex gratia claims, I'll prove them. Let's go. Customers must be happy. Langu Mashaba, very informative session. Thank you. You're welcome, bro. Unknown. Uncle B, I bought an 18 Polo Vivo. Okay, that I processed. Daniel Gerber, Midmax still the best. Stupid happy with my 17 Everest. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Thank you for the shout out, brother Daniel Gerber. Daniel, thanks for the support. Yeah, that's true. They don't want public to know about the ex gratia claims. A3, yes, ma'am. Any advice? Uncle B bought a 6-liter car, has injector issues, and dealership keeps on failing in repairs. J. Wayne Miller. Yeah, J. Wayne Miller. That's why I said in the beginning of the live, brother, the dealership is almost more important than the car. So if you focus on who you're buying from, you need to almost see into the future. This person that I have in front of me, if I have a problem, will this person treat me respectfully and fair, or will they tell me to piss off? And whatever answer you have, that's the decision-making process. Rather look further, take another week or so, because you're going to drive this car for a long time before you pull the trigger on that dealer, and then you're sitting with a problem now with the TDI Polo with injectors. That's a very expensive exercise. You can recon the injectors, but unless it's absolute experts, you're always going to have a problem. If they don't fix them correctly, they start dripping on the actual piston. Hard start in the morning, lots of smoke, and then it will burn the piston. You have to replace the block, and you have to put a new engine in. So, there are some oaks that successfully recon injectors, but very few and very risky, because it will burn a piston after a month or two. Okay, what else? Mitsubishi brand. Love Mitsubishi. Mitsubishi is a kick-ass brand. Very tough, very durable, very strong. No issues that I have with Mitsubishi. Would you advise me to buy Land Rover Discovery Sport diesel? We do a lot of Discovery Sports. I like the brand. I like the car. Have it properly checked out, because they've got issues with the transfer cases. Normally, if you drive different tires, so Michelin in front, Continental at the back, they will develop a drivetrain error, and it might break the transfer case. So just have it checked out by a professional. But it's a lovely car. It's a nice size, 7-seater, sort of premier brand car. How's it, Uncle Bob's? Please may I ask, what is your opinion on the... Okay, that we processed. How's it, Uncle B? What is your advice on checking the reliability of the DECRA report as a customer? Checking the reliability of a DECRA report as a customer. So I'd suggest, depending on who you buy it from, I'd suggest that you take it to a DECRA of your choice. For example, I'm just giving you real hardcore facts. If the dealership has built up a relationship with, let's say, the Centurion branch, because that's where they take all the vehicles for a DECRA check, just ask them to take it to Menlyn. Book it yourself, make an appointment, make them aware of why you're sending the car there, and send it to a location of your choice and not the dealer. Number one, they might not have a relationship with the people there. Number two, they'll be on their game because they understand why the car is there, and they'll give you a proper report. So that's how I'll answer that question. My mother's credit score was over 600. Income is over 50K. She only have 2 small accounts. What would you pay every month? A bank still declining it because they pick up something on a credit score. Don't understand. Justin Blichnout. I get like 100 of these messages a day. If the finance and insurance team are retarded when they do the application and they don't load it correctly, especially self-employed, especially self-employed, if they don't load it correctly, it's a very, very difficult thing to go and remedy. So you just need to pick the right team to work on your application to give you the highest probability of success. Now, the fact that they're not telling you what those accounts are gives me the clue to say that they're retarded. So I may say that because they should have explained to you in detail. This is where the problem is, and this is the solution. Okay, this is why a deal is declined. The fact that they're not saying that to you, I'm sorry, bro, you fell into the lap of absolute amateurs. Polo 1 liter DSG pre-owned 19, good car. Uncle B, I bought it to, okay, that's the TDI. That's it. I think we have 2 minutes left. Can we take one more question of TikTok? Okay. You look so tired. Shayla, sorry friend. I woke up at 4 a.m. this morning and I've had probably close to 3,000 WhatsApps today, 500 phone calls. I did a 90-minute live earlier, and this is my second 90-minute live. And we've got stock take at the moment. I saw they sent me the report about 10 minutes ago. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Sorry if I look tired, guys. I will go and reset in about 1 minute. Suzuki Franks wants to trade in on the XL6 option. Yeah, 100%. If you, I'm going to end it with this. If you have any other, I can assist you, Sheila. Yeah, no, I've tried an assistant, and no, not for me. I'm very, I don't know what the right word is. I'm very controlling when it comes to WhatsApps and the way that I respond. Unless I find an assistant with 20 years experience in the motor industry, running multiple dealerships and winning awards, I'm not going to give that over to someone, including AI. I know that we've tried with AI, but it just sucks, man. But an assistant won't work for me, not now. Hard value. Okay, we spoke about the Jetours. Thank you, guys, girls. If you want to sell me a car, shoot me a WhatsApp. A couple of photos, the license disc, the full description of the vehicle, and I'll price it with the buying team tomorrow morning first thing. You should receive your offer by 8 o'clock, 8:30 latest. That's if you want to sell a car. If you want to buy a vehicle, we've got some more questions. My number is in the username, 0825426659. Shoot me a WhatsApp.